What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing an NFL quarterback tier list. I have a ton of quarterbacks, and I'm just going to rank them from elite to great to good to average to below average. Starting off with Josh Allen, I think he's average. He probably is the most raw talent in the league. I think you'll see an improvement with Stephon Diggs on the team, but I still just think that he doesn't have enough football IQ, but he's probably the most raw player in football. Next up, Tom Brady. I don't even think he's very good now, to be honest. If you look at his stats, they don't show it, even with Edelman and Michelle. Actually, he's not that good. You really just don't see much eye-popping stats. And it annoys me that everybody thinks that the Bucs are going to be great because they have this mediocre quarterback who's 42 actually years old. Next up, Drew Brees. I think he's our first good quarterback. I think part of his success is because, obviously, Michael Thomas and Ginn Jr. and Alvin Kamara. He has a lot of pieces around him. It's hard not to work around with all the players on his team. Next up, Teddy Bridgewater. He's average. There's simple reasoning. It's just I haven't seen enough of him. Yeah, he saved the season for the Saints last year, and he won Rookie of the Year, obviously, in 2014 with the Vikings. But I just haven't seen enough of him. He has a bad injury history, which totally derailed his career. I just haven't seen enough of him. Next up, Jacoby Brissett. Stinks. Look at the roster he was playing with. I think that the Indianapolis Colts went 10-6 with Andrew Luck. Yeah, Andrew Luck's a revolutionary talent, but still, with Eric Ebron, T.Y. Hilton, Quentin Nelson, that offensive line, Marlon Mack, how do you not win with that? Next up, Joe Burrow. I'm just going to put him in average because I haven't seen anything. I like that he has wheels, but he also has a big arm. It also helps that he obviously is 6'4". I like him. I don't love him. My favorite quarterback in the draft this year is Justin Herbert, though. Next up, Derek Carr. Derek Carr is a good quarterback. He is definitely a good quarterback. I feel like I'm the only person in the world who thinks that. He's a good quarterback. He really is. He averaged the same stats as Mahomes, and obviously Mahomes is more exciting, and Carr gets the job done. That's all you need. Also, you can argue, Mahomes is out for a few games. Look at who Mahomes was throwing to, and look at who Carr was throwing to. What was his name? I don't even remember. That just proves my point. Okay, Kirk Cousins. He's average. It weirds me out that he was just considered okay his whole career in Washington. Gets a big contract. All of a sudden, he's a superstar. It's annoying. Dak Prescott. It annoys me that people think Prescott's better than Wentz. What's the reasoning? He's not good. He's okay. He thinks he's the centerpiece of that team. He thinks he's the most important piece on that team. He's probably like the third or fourth or fifth. Smith, Van Der Esch, both think they're more important. Maybe not Van Der Esch, but definitely Jalen Smith. Ezekiel Elliott's really important. Michael Gallup's great. Amari Cooper's really important. And then maybe you put Dak. He still averages good stats, but with all that he has. Next up, Andy Dalton of the Dallas Cowboys, of course. I don't prefer Dalton to Dak. I don't think I can go on that. But he's okay. He's good. And I just think that he would work, any quarterback really would work well with the weapons that Dak has. Next up, Sam Darnold. He's average. I think he could be good or even great by now. But the thing is, he's Adam Gase as his coach, which is the worst coach in football in my opinion. And his best receiver is Jamison Crowder. Exactly, you probably don't know who he is. And I just don't like the player altogether. Jamison Crowder, that is, not Darnold. He's great. He's big. He's strong. He's just a talented player. He throws too many picks, but I think every player has their flaw, I think, yeah. It's magic. I wish there was a tier that was like in between good and average, but also in between average and below average. I don't know what I can say about him. He's good, but he's also awful, but he's also good, but he's also awful. I don't know what to say about the guy. He's okay. Joseph Flacco. He's tall. That's all he has to, like, above other players. The only quality that he is better than some other starting quarterbacks like Murray or Locke is that he's tall. That's it. Obviously, he joined the New York Jets to back up Darnold. I just don't like him. Young Joe Flacco, that would be different. He's so immobile. And that, I don't know what the Denver Broncos were thinking signing him, because they need a little speed on that team bad. I mean, he's not on the Broncos, they're good, which is because they now found Locke, and he looks like a star. But I just think that it's not great. Actually, no, he's awful. Foles. I'm probably going to overrate him just because he won the Super Bowl for my favorite team, but he's serviceable. There's an argument that you can make that Foles, any quarterback could have done it with the way the Eagles were playing that year. And in Jacksonville, obviously, Minshew kind of stole the show. But he went on to Chicago, which I think around the middle of the season will take over Mitch's job. But yeah, he's good. No, he's average. He's not good. But he's also bad. Just like Fitzmagic. He's really good at highs, but really bad lows. Jared Goff. Because he's the first pick in the draft. You need to be better if they pick you above 300-ish, 200-ish other men. That means they see highly of you, and that means that you're supposed to be better than them. But he isn't better than them, and that's the problem. And I have a problem with that maybe he'd be good if he was selected in, like, late first round, early second round, mid-third round. But he was the first pick in the NFL draft. You're supposed to be better than, oh yeah, he's pretty good if you're the first pick in the NFL draft. Dwayne Haskins is the worst starting quarterback in football, easily. He plays for, obviously, the Washington Blanks. And I think maybe you can argue that the Blanks aren't very good. But I think he had a really, really great wide receiver with Terry McLaurin. And nothing else, yeah. You're right about that. Vernon Davis. How old is Vernon Davis? He's probably like mid-30s. But he just isn't good. I mean, he has really good intangibles and stuff, but he just doesn't perform. The best game of his career wasn't all that impressive. It was against the Eagles in week 15, I think it was. I watched it, and it wasn't very eye-popping. It wasn't, wow, did you see those throws? It really wasn't. Okay, next up, Justin Herbert. He's average. I'm probably going to put all of Ricky's average because I like him a lot better than Burrow and Tua, all those guys. I like that he's tall, he's fast, he's really strong. He has all the things of Burrow. It's just he's better at all of them. The only thing Burrow has is a better team and a better arm. And everything else, he's better than him. That's my main argument that he's better. Next up, Taysom Hill, the Swiss Army knife. I don't know. It's confusing with players like him. Backups, you can't put him high, but you can't put him low. I really like how he's a wideout, he's a running back, he's a quarterback, he's everything. And that's really good on the Saints part. Did you know that the Packers had him before, but they traded him? Imagine him learning from Aaron Rodgers. Actually, what's the difference? Because he learned from Drew Brees, so it doesn't make much of a difference. Okay, we got to our first really good quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He's not elite. When I said quarterback, I should have said running back. The guy's a running back. He really is. He's a running back who happens to be able to throw the ball every once in a while. It's just that he has a really good team, a really good offensive line. He gets the ball like every game because of his defense. I think he has a really good supporting cast. But also, unlike Dak, I feel like if he went to, the Redskins, he would still have decent success. I think Dak would stink in that situation. So that's why I have him up at great. Jimmy G. I think I'm going to put him there. Yeah, I'm going to put him there. I really like that combo with him and Kittle. And he's tall. That's good. But did you know that Belichick, when he traded Jimmy G, he actually wanted to trade Tom Brady, but Kraft demanded they trade Jimmy G instead. Isn't that cool? Next up is Daniel Jones. He's okay, but he has nothing. Just like Haskins, but Haskins is really bad. Jones did fine on a bad team. So that's why I would prefer him better than him, and also, the Giants were right when they picked him above Haskins, which is kind of funny. So there's that. Okay. Next up, Kyler Murray. He's one of my main MVP candidates next year. Carson has an MVP year. Mahomes has an MVP year. Jackson has an MVP year. There's a pattern. And if there's any of the quarterbacks that can kind of do it, Kyler, Locke, Haskins, and Jones. It's easily Murray. Easily. I pick him every day of the week. Next up, Drew Lock. We're going through a lot of rookies. He's average. Yeah, he's average. He's tall. He has the most potential out of all these players I'm talking about. I think he is the most potential. It's him. He has very similar play to Murray. The only difference is he's 6'3", I believe, and Murray's 5'10". So I think Murray's performed better with less, but Locke was quietly really good last year. First elite, Patrick Mahomes. Obviously signed that big contract. I didn't really think it was a smart move, but he signed the big contract. Also, he can't do anything. On the contract it says he can't play basketball, he can't go skiing, he can't really do anything to risk him getting hurt. Stinks for him, but he's making $500 million, so it doesn't really stink for him. Marcus Mariota. Bust. He's a bust. The difference between him and Jameis is Jameis has some potential. He doesn't have any potential. Well, he does have potential. I don't think he's that good. So Jameis throws 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, along with 30 picks, but he just never did anything, Mariota, however the heck you say the guy's name. He just never really did anything. Whoa. Let me stop you right there. it's the end of the video. This was Mr. Sportser. Thank you for watching and goodbye.